I appreciate and really truly love all the artists that I work with because everyone has a personal story. I have not met one person on the planet that does not have a personal story that interests me, and I want to hear what they have to say. Grafenegg Festival is a festival that has always been a highlight. I've always wanted to be part of the festival because it brings together artists from all over the world, some of the greatest names in classical music, some of the greatest orchestras, and then it focuses the audience's interest and the audience's excitement about classical music in such a beautiful setting where we are able to enjoy nature at its finest and at the same time music of the highest quality. And I think for all these reasons, the Grafenegg Festival, it's really one of the premier festivals in the world. It's such a warm and inviting place, and then to enter in the ground and to see the orchestra on stage already waiting, I really felt like you enter into something very special. For me, every time I step on the stage, every time I am in front of an orchestra, it becomes a spiritual place. It becomes like a cathedral. I think one of the biggest strengths that the Grafenegg Festival has, and especially as a venue, is being able to provide people with both a relaxed setting, but with an acoustic that it's actually really quite extraordinary. And it's wonderful to be able to sit in nature, to be able to sit outside and enjoy the sunset at the same time as you're listening uncompromised excellence. The concert hall or the space becomes the biggest instrument of the orchestra. And it's important, when it comes to speed, when it comes to articulation, when it comes to nuances of dynamic, all of these things are being decided and factored in based on what I hear and the feedback that I receive. That's why a symphony played in 20 venues on the planet will have 20 different interpretations. I love the idea that every artist is able to bring their own motto or their own life philosophy to the stage. And I think this is a beautiful freedom that every artist receives at Grafenegg. For me, the most important motto of my life that I guide myself by is a saying that my fellow countryman Enescu actually said: when it comes to art, when it comes to music, to literature, nothing is yours until you give it to someone else. And for me, what I do would not be my art until I gave it to someone else. It's so important for me as an artist to have diverse connections with many different art forms, be it classical music that is early, Baroque, contemporary, romantic, or even jazz or other forms of music, because to me, it's less about the music as a scientific form of expression and more about the connection that it has with people. So next summer, I will be returning with Orchestre National de France, of which I am music director, and with Gauthier Capuçon on the cello, performing the Elgar Cello Concerto and then Symphonie Fantastique. The way that the concerto is able to navigate constantly in this emotional theater, in a way where you go from happy to sad to lively, but then really desperate at the end especially. It has such a way of really bringing the sorrow into your life, making it so real. And every single time I'm on stage with this concerto, I feel like I understand and I carry the weight of millions of people. And then on the second half with Symphonie Fantastique, for me, this is one of the most brilliant compositions. Berlioz creates a symphony that is one of the first examples of someone, a composer, that looks way beyond the orchestra on stage. It's the first piece that asks the musicians to do all these crazy things, all of these experimental things. So he creates a symphony out of sound. He doesn't create a symphony out of musical notes. And I love returning back to Berlioz so that we can see where it all began.